going on today, YouTubers? Welcome to another edition of Walking Reviews. I'm going to do a quick review today on a custom knife. I've done a video on a knife that is earlier in the series of this knives. This is the A5 by Andre Thorburn and Andre van Heerden. If you look back in my video history, I've done a review of the Mini A3, which is part of the A squared series. The A squared obviously coming from the Andres in both of their names. So real quick, let me go ahead and get the specs out of the way for you. We have a 3-inch blade, well, just under 3 inches, about 2 7/8 inches, M390 steel. We have a drop point blade shape here with a very high hollow grind and a beautiful hand rub satin finish. If you look on the locking side of the blade, you'll see the IKBS designation. This is actually single row IKBS, whereas the A3 was double row IKBS, and there is a difference. If you remember the Mini A3 video, the blade just kind of fell shut. This one actually has to be shaked closed. So the trade-off being that the detent on this one is dialed in much better. So while the blade doesn't fall closed, it actually fires out much harder than the Mini A3. So I'm happy to take that trade-off for sure. The handles are just under 4 inches, just a hair under 4 inches long, with lightning strike carbon fiber scales. This is actually some of the best looking lightning strike carbon fiber I've ever seen. No voids, just beautifully shaped. This is actually the selling point for me. I thought to myself, I have the Mini A3, the knives are so similar, you know, aside from blade shape and everything, why get this knife? But it's the carbon fiber that sold me. It's just so good looking. Anyways, carbon fiber scales, blue anodized titanium liners. You can see it's a liner lock there. I was going to give you a look at the ball bearings. You can kind of see the reflection of them there, but the tolerances on this knife are just as tight as the Mini A3, so there's really almost no room between the liners and the blade. That's because he mills out a pocket of the titanium and a pocket in the blade for the ball bearings to ride. We have a pocket clip for right hand tip-up carry, and that's actually pretty much the same pocket clip on the Mini A3. It's set up for fairly deep carry. You only get a very tiny bit of the knife that sticks up when it's in your pocket, so I'm definitely a big fan of that. It is a titanium spring clip here with, you can see it's had a little milling done to it. Very good retention, but it's not too hard on your pocket. And like I said, it carries nice and deep. It has a G10 standoff there to raise the pocket clip up. I really like the design. I wish more makers would use that kind of standoff pocket clip design. Anyways, we can see almost a full length back spacer here. I believe the back spacer is G10, and just like the Mini A3 on the back, it's got the straight lines as opposed to being like a curving arch or whatever. It's rounded straight lines, which I do like the look of for sure. Alright, let's quickly jump into the good and the bad. The good, like I said, this is one of the hardest, well, I probably would say this is the hardest firing flipper that I own. You know, it fires harder than the McGinnis, fires harder than my Sheer Grove Neon, my other Thorburn, pretty much everything else in my collection. This is the hardest firing. It just flips so fast, and you can hear that lockup is just perfect. Again, with the between the Mini A3 and this one, their lock geometry is impeccable, so you get zero lock stick even though it's titanium on hardened steel. And again, there is zero blade play in any direction. We have a decorative pivot screw, but it's still Torx, so easy to work with. When you do take the scales off here, there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 screws that anchor the 2 liners together. So definitely a very strong build. Another cool detail is the flipper here with the 2 holes milled out and the beautiful run of jimping. I pointed this out on the Mini A3, but it's true for this one as well. The jimping they use is so strong and so good. You can actually open the knife, even though the detent on this isn't by any means weak. You can actually open the knife just using the jimping on the back of the blade here on the thumb ramp. So definitely fantastically ergonomic. It's just a hair bigger in the handle than the A3, the Mini A3 was. So it's even more comfortable in the hand. Like I said, that thumb ramp with the jimping gives you perfect purchase. So very secure grip there. The edge, very nice edge. You can definitely shave with it for sure. And it's perfectly even on both sides. Really nice sharpening choil there, so it's sharp all the way to the back. The only nitpick I guess I would have would be I kind of wish they had used the double row bearings again for this one. It is nice to have a blade that falls shut. I mean, that's more for novelty purposes than anything. You can say, oh, look how smooth my knife is, it falls closed, but you know, what can I say when you've had enough flippers, having flippers that fall closed like that, even with a strong detent, it's just very cool. Another tiny nitpick, I don't know if you guys can, if I can make it. Sometimes when I'm closing the knife, there is a little bit of a squeaking sound. I think it's from the titanium rubbing the steel, but obviously I'm having trouble reproducing it now. So yeah, that's about it. Another difference I wanted to note for sure between the two is that this one is actually much thinner in the pocket. Width-wise, they're pretty much exactly the same, but this one is very slim, much slimmer than the Mini A3. So kudos to them for slimming down the knife. It wasn't a fat knife by any means, but I'll take slimmer any day of the week. So yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention, weight is right at 3 ounces exactly. So very svelte knife, easy to carry, fun to flip, and in my opinion, just absolutely gorgeous. All right, guys, take it easy. I'll catch you on the next one, which should be probably sometime this weekend. I'll get to it. All right, take it easy, guys.